Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas Youth Economic Empowerment Club, last class for high school students and junior high students. Thank you all for attending, all the mentees and all of the students. We have our CFO, Mr. Daryl Rayford, on the line, and we also have our guest speaker for today, Ms. Naomi Nevers, and she is from the Nevada State Treasurer's Office. Mr. Rayford, would you like to welcome everybody?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This has been a wonderful, as far as I'm concerned, a wonderful spring session with all of you. I've enjoyed every Saturday. I appreciate all of you sacrificing your Saturdays for this information, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you guys participating in this financial literacy. This is a subject that a lot of people do not feel comfortable to talk about. And for you guys to be engaged in it, it tells me the character of all of you. So I'm very pleased. So yes, we have Miss Naomi Nevers from Nevada State Treasury. I want to welcome her. Hello, Miss Nevers.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad that you were able to join us and share with us some stuff. Some of the topics we've talked about is credit. We've talked about time value of money.
Sorry. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
We've talked about credit. We've talked about time value of money. We've talked about banking. We've talked about making a sacrifice and saving for college. So those are a few subjects that we've talked about, and everybody's been very good at and engaging. And we have also some young people who are working who have collaborated in discussing some of their experience with fellow students. So it's been great spring session.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just learned about this event and I just saw it before you even met with Troy or Tia. I saw it online and I was like, wow, this is such a neat organization and a neat thing. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So I pass the baton over to you, Ms. Nevers.
Okay.
Again, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Just gonna get sharing my screen.
Let me give you privileges. Hold on one
Okay,
second.
that's what I was like.
All right, you're ready to go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so can you guys all see my screen? Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, so I am, this is our Navigate program, which is powered by the Nevada State Treasurer's Office. We are helping Nevadans navigate planning, saving, and preparing for higher education. So I'm Naomi Nevers. What I actually do, because we have a college savings team, but within that, my job is the Millennium Scholarship Administrative Assistant. So if you do have questions about the Millennium or you get the Millennium, everything, you will be talking to me or Christina, who is also our Millennium person. And I've been here at the Treasurer's Office since October of 2018 until present. So the Nevada State Treasurer's Office, just a little bit of background. The Nevada State Treasurer's Office has 2 locations. So we do have one location in Las Vegas at the Grant Sawyer State Building. The treasurer does live in Vegas, so he is often there at that location. However, he does come up to Carson City as well. We have our another location at the State Capitol Building in Carson City. It is legislative session right now, so treasurer is up here a lot more. And in the Grant Sawyer Building, that's where our unclaimed property is, our college savings. I'm the only one from college savings. I'm up here in the north so that I can do events in the north. And then at the State Capitol Building, this is where we have investments, we have our debt management and our cash management. So it's just a lot of variety that the State Treasurer's Office does. So our state treasurer is Treasurer Zach Conine. He was elected in 2019 as our state treasurer, and then he was reelected this year. And then, so meet the team. We do have Tia Mathis Coleman. She's our deputy treasurer of the College Savings Division. She's wonderful. And then this is our team. So we have Troy Watts, we have Jamil Walton, Evelyn Castro, myself, and then Christina Ramirez and Abraham Gomez. So saving for college, why would you save for college? Obviously you would want to, right? But there is a statistic that children with an established college savings account are up to 7 times more likely to attend college than those without. And that's from the Washington University Center of Social Development. So our College Savings Division, we have a wide variety of programs. So we have College Kickstart. So that is $50 that the legislature put into a college savings account. We have the Nevada prepaid tuition, which locks you into today's rate for when you go to college tomorrow. We have a variety of 529 plans, which are college savings plan that help you save for college. We have the Governor Gwynn Millennium Scholarship. We also have, in memory of Governor Gwynn, his family created the Kenny C. Gwynn Memorial Millennium Scholarship, which is for high school, not high school, it's for college students, college millennium students who are majoring in secondary or elementary education. And then we have a scholarship database that has over 300 scholarships listed. And then we have our college navigator, that's Abraham Gomez. So he is a kind of like our all college savings guru. He knows all of our programs. He can help and assist you and guide you if you need any assistance on how to start that college journey, about how to start saving for it or what to do. Maybe you're a junior or a senior. What do I need to start doing? He can just guide you in all things like college. And then we have our student loan ombudsman, Evelyn Castro, and I'll be going about that program in a little bit later. So I'm just going to go over our different programs. So we have our College Kickstart. So when it comes to paying for college, every kid deserves a kid's kickstart. It's a college savings account for all students who started kindergarten in 2013 in a Nevada public or public charter elementary school. So if you are, I believe this is, if I have any middle school students in here, and even freshmen, if you attended a public Nevada school, you can go online, or your parents can go online and still claim your account. Because it's up to, since it started in 2013, that's up to 9th graders now. So 9th graders and below can still go and claim their account. Every kindergartner receives an initial deposit of $50 made by the state treasurer's office. The initial $50 is invested in a 529 plan, and it will grow with interest. The parent just needs to go online and claim their account. So student data received, we get all the student data, we get all of that received from the school districts. And it was created to encourage families to open up their own Nevada 529 savings account. So for Kickstart, it's $50, it's going to grow. It's owned by the state, so you can't add to it. However, you can open your own and you can link both accounts and start adding to your own account. So as a parent of a legal guardian, you will need to register the account. It's a pretty simple process. Doesn't require much information. So if the account is not registered, the $50 will return to the program and be used for future children's savings accounts. So to find your Kickstart ID, you will visit collegekickstart.nv.gov. And then you just make sure to have the following information on hand: your child's first and last name, child's date of birth, and then your child's student ID, their school ID number. So there have been over 344K accounts created for children in Nevada since 2013, and over 34K have been registered. So register your child's account if there's parents on here, or students, tell your parents about this. And then it's never too soon to start saving for college. So we have 529 plans, and those are college savings accounts that you do and you save over time, and then you can access them and pull the money out tax-free for anything that costs for college. So Again, it's a tax advantage account that can be used to pay for qualified education costs, including college, K through 12. So if you're going to a private school, you can also use the funds to do that. And apprenticeship programs, or like trade schools. So these are different programs that we do have. The 529s, they're like, you know how there's like Coke or there's Pepsi, there's different brands. So we have different brands and different requirements for the 529 plan. So we have Vanguard, we have Putnam Investments, we have USAA, Wealthfront, and SSGA Promise 529. I'm going to talk about, so this month for March, we have a thing going on. It's called March Matchness. So the state treasurer's office will match up to $500 of what you contribute to a new 529 account. So if you don't have a 529 account, your parents go open up a new 529 account in March. And let's say they put $500 in, the state will match that $500. They only can put in $100, then the state would match that $100. It's up to $500, and it is only for March and until the funds do run out. So it's I'm going to talk about the SSGA Promise 529. That is the one that I currently have.
Excuse me, Ms. Nevins. You mind if I cut in right there?
Sure.
And I apologize, Ms. Nevins. We try to have a dialogue, so if you don't mind, I'll
Sure.
try to be engaging, so you're not just talking throughout the hour. But that's a very important point, students, Ms. Nevins is making about the matching funds. It's free money. Understand what she's telling you. It's free money. Ms. Nevins, how long, if I enter it in March, how long do I have to collect the $500? Do I have a year? Do I have 6 months? Do I have just a month?
Yeah, it's just in March, what you contribute in March.
So I have, for the full month of March, to put in $500.
Yes.
Okay. So,
or like I said, you could even put $50 in. If that's all you can do, you could do $50 and the state will match the $50.
it's great. So please take advantage of this free money. Again, one of the things that we've articulated to you, young people, throughout the spring semester is the fact that please talk to your parents. Let them know what's going on. Put them online so they can hear the stuff. That's $500 free money. Thank you, Ms. Nevins.
And then remember the college kickstart, that's just $50 for free. And if think about if you, since kindergarten, it's going to grow all the way from kindergarten till you do go to college. So that could really, I mean, it's a small amount, but it could really help you out.
Thank you very much. That's great.
So this is our 529 plan, the SSGA. This is one of our more common ones. To me, I'm a single mom of 4 children. So this one was doable for me. It costs only $15 to start. And then you can either add to it as you want, or your parents can add to it. You can also, you know, your parents could have money come out of their paycheck every month so they don't even see it missing. And it's just growing over time and being added to the account. We did have a program with elementary students here in Reno at a school. It was a school savings program, and they were able to come to school and actually deposit money into their 529 account. So they took a little bit more responsibility. So even you as students, your parents can do it, but you can even do it. You can help encourage them to do it. It can be used for costs, like I had said before, for attending college. So, you know, there's tuition, like how much it costs to go to school, right? How much your classes are going to cost. But then there's also fees. There's the cost of room and board. There's a cost of even gas, getting to college, driving to college, tuition. I mean, I already said tuition, sorry. Your books. When you go to college, you're going to have to spend a lot of money on books. You could even buy a laptop. Things like that can be, your 529 can be used for. So there are college portfolios available. So like, I believe you said you talked about investments already with these students, Daryl?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you can go online and you can actually choose, I want 25% of it to go to this fund, or you can choose different funds. for it to go to. You can mix and match, but they also do have just a setup college portfolio plan that it's, you put in your grade and it'll adjust as you get older. It'll adjust to maybe more aggressive or less aggressive funds. So it's can be like, if you know a lot, you can invest in what you want, or you could just do the college portfolio. And then we have UGift. This is another good thing about this one. Let's say you're having a graduation party, a baptism, your birthday, anything like that. You can print out a code. It's like a UGift code, and you can put it in your invitation, or you can put it on your social media for family and friends. They can gift you some money. They could add just $15 to your account. They could add $100, whatever they want. They just put in that code and they use their own money, fund your account as a gift to you. So that's another way. And then I'm going to talk about the matching grant. So this is only with the SSGA You Promise 529 account. So again, this is more free money. So it's just kind of like the March Madness, but this is for yearly. The account owner, they must be an account owner of the SSJ You Promise account. It's a dollar for dollar match up to $300 per year. You can apply for 5 years, and the household income needs to be less than 75,000, and you must be a Nevada resident. And then here's the catch. So maybe your family, if you're like a high school student, maybe your family or your parents have younger children, the beneficiary must be 13 years old or younger as of December 31st of the year the account owner first applies for the matching grant. So there's a period that you apply for it, April 1st through July 31st. So basically, like if you were to apply this April, it would be whatever you contributed in 2022, that whole year. The state will match up to $300 of that. So then we have prepaid tuition. I'm just going to kind of go over this a little bit. This locks you into today's rate for when you go to school tomorrow. So obviously, the younger you start, the better. Credit hours are purchased at today's cost to use when your child's ready to go to college. Plans are available for newborn through 9th graders. There is an open enrollment. And then time is money. Parents who purchased a 4-year university plan in 2000 for their infant paid roughly $8,900. When their child enrolled in college in 2019, their 120 credit hour, which is a full, usually 4 years of college, contract was worth $26,880. That was a savings of approximately $1,800. So it's a good way to save, but you do have to plan ahead for this one.
Not 1,800, 18,000.
18,000, sorry. Thank you. That sounds much better, 18,000. So just real quick, there's a one-time lump sum that you can just pay into. You can do a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan or an extended monthly plan. And the plans that we do have is for a 4-year university, a 2-year university, 1-year university, 2 years community college, or the 2 years community college and then 2 years university plan. So rewarding Nevada students for being at the head of the class. This is the Millennium Scholarship. Have you guys all heard about the Millennium Scholarship?
No, please tell us about it.
Okay. So it was created by Governor Kenny Gwin in 1999. They received proceeds from the Tobacco Master Settlement Agreement. So it's still funded. 40% of our funding still does come from that every year. So the goal of the Millennium is to keep Nevada's brightest students in Nevada, right? So if you want to go out of state, the Millennium won't work for that. However, if you do, we always recommend that you shoot to get this, because we do have a handful of students that, they go out of state and for whatever reason, it didn't work out, and they come back to Nevada and they have their Millennium to fall back on. So it provides up to $10,000 in tuition to qualified Nevada students at it's 8 eligible institutions. It's paid on a per credit hour basis, up to 15 credits each semester. So we pay $40 per credit at the NC community colleges, $60 per credit at the Nevada State College, and $80 per credit at all of the other eligible institutions, which is UNR, UNLV, and Roseman University of Health Sciences. So again, free money. You just have to meet the requirements while in high school. So here are the requirements. So you must graduate with a Nevada high school diploma. Then you must earn at least a 3.25 GPA. That can be weighted or unweighted. So if you're in honors classes or advanced classes, that will raise your weighted GPA. And so like, let's say your one GPA doesn't meet the 3.25, but your weighted does, that still qualifies. Sometimes students do have a rough start of getting a 3.25, like maybe they did not so good freshman year, and then they got going and just tried to do really well, but their GPA is still a little bit low. You can qualify with a qualified test score. So everybody in Nevada has to take an ACT while, an ACT, I think it was last Tuesday, while in high school. So if you get a 21 or higher on that can count instead of the 3.25 GPA, or a 1070 on the SAT. And so you do take it once a year at your high school. I mean, not once a year, one time, your junior year while in high school. You can register on your own to retake the ACT or the SAT, and you can take it as many times as long as you do it before you graduate high school to try to receive that score. So again, I do want to clarify that it's either the 3.25 GPA or a qualifying test score. You do not have to have both. And then you need to complete the following core curriculum requirements. So 4 units of English, 4 units of math. One of those math courses does have to be Algebra 2 or higher. And then 3 units in science and 3 units in social science or history. So for a standard diploma, if you're just going to get your standard diploma, the Millennium does require 1 extra year of math and 1 extra year of science, as you only need for the standard diploma 2 years of science and 3 years of math. So just making sure that you are communicating with your high school counselor and your registrar, telling them you want to get the Millennium, working with them, making sure that you are meeting all the requirements. And another thing, because this has come up, and it's really sad, this has come up because you have to do the requirements before graduating high school. So there's been 2 different times that a student was in like forensic science, and they believe that was one of their science courses. However, in 2017, Clark County School District changed that forensic science to a CTE credit. So they could not use that as a science credit. So it is the school districts that do determine which courses count towards that subject area. So that's why it's really good to meet with your high school counselor and or registrar.
If I could interject, students, if you could do me a favor, take your cell phones out if you can, and take a picture of this. So now you have a document to have a conversation, a healthy conversation with your counselors.
Yes, and they should all know this program.
Yeah, but sometimes counselors forget or make a mistake.
Yes.
Right now, it's very clear, 3 units of science, 3 units of social science, because again, counselors are seeing many students.
Yes.
And you're focusing on you. So make sure you get the information that you need. And this is a good base to have a conversation. This way you're not sitting up there with the counselor saying, Miss Never said, you don't want to say that,
Yeah.
So,
and there are some counselors that aren't familiar with all of it. So,
right. So take a picture of this, and this is your barometer. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
And then another thing too is like, because students are guided by their counselor and they have been misguided. So he's right that you need to trust, because no matter how you're guided by your counselor, ultimately it's pretty black and white. You have to meet these requirements, and it's your responsibility. So that's just where you cover your bases. You know about the requirements, and then you are checking with your counselor and registrar to make sure you're on track.
Thanks, Ms. Nevers.
And then you must be a Nevada resident for at least 2 years of your high school years. And then, like I've said, again, all requirements must be met by the date of your high school graduation. Another thing I have seen too, hopefully you guys are all really bright students. I know you are. I have seen students that did really well in high school and then they maybe bombed their last math class. They got senioritis senior year and they did not complete that. And they were on track. They were being told they're on track, but they did not complete that last semester right before graduating. And then they don't realize it till after the fact that they've graduated. So just always be very alert. So student loans, this is where I was talking about the student loan. We have a student loan ombudsman. They can be complicated and we can help. So obviously the treasurer's office, we want Nevadans to be very responsible with their money. We also know, and I know from my own experience, sometimes when you're younger, you don't really understand it all and you can take out a lot of loans. Because to me, it was like, oh, free money. Oh, I can use this to go to college. Well, now I am paying for it and I still owe $30,000 in college debt and I am 45 years old. So it is one of those things that I kind of wish I hadn't taken all that out, but sometimes you do need to take student loans out. You just need to be sure to be very responsible and only take what you need. So again, we have a student loan ombudsman, Evelyn Castro. She can help guide you. She can even if you have your parents, let them know as well if they have student loans or they want to do the student loan forgiveness for adults. She can help with that. She's like the student loan guru. So Nevada has a problem. We have one of the highest student loan default rates in the nation. So default meaning, you take out the loan and you're paying and then you stop paying. Maybe you lose your job or you forget about it. You stop paying. So then you go into default, meaning that you weren't paying your payments on time. And it's an educational resource for student loan borrowers related to loan options, their rights as a borrower, and the details of their student loans. So for future borrowers, current borrowers, and those who have already borrowed, that is what she is there for. She can also help student loan borrowers understand their current loan terms. Because I don't know you guys too, it's been a lot in the news with student loans. It's been a lot in the news and she's knows all about that as well. She can educate borrowers about available repayment options and student loan forgiveness. She can provide information about the best way to pay for college before getting into debt. So obviously, one of the great ways is what I've been talking about, like if your parents were saving for college, and just know that it's not too late. The earlier you save, the better. However, I said I started in the treasurer's office in 2018 in October, and I had 2 high school students, and I did not know about these programs, and I just found out about them, and I opened up just with $15 for each of them, opened it up, and they have over like $1,000 already. So it's never too late. Anything helps. So, and then also scholarships to be sure to apply for as many scholarships, because scholarships are free money that you do not have to pay back. So we encourage you really to do scholarships. And on our website at navigate.gov, I'll go over it in a minute, but we have a scholarship database that we have over 330 scholarships listed for Nevadans. So it's a secure place, because sometimes when you go online and search for scholarships, it can be, you get ads, you get spam, all that kind of stuff. Our thing is just there and you're not going to get any spam or anything. So I just wanted to mention that we do have a financial university that we put on. We put it on once a year, like usually in Northern Nevada. We try to do the rules, like last year we did Elko, and then also in Vegas. So we are using funds from the financial literacy budget. We planned a financial university. So we do create these for parents, as well as some students can also join. So this is a way we usually talk about home ownership. We talk about budgeting and saving. We talk about credit, all those kinds of financial things that you should know. And then also, this is another option for free money. We do have a "What do you want to be when you grow up" art contest. So it's open. I still have the 2022 on there. It is open August 15th through October 14th. The categories are for pre-K all the way through 12th grade. So students can win a $1,000 college savings account. So your first place is $1,000 into a college, $529. The second place is $500 into a college savings, and the third is $250 into a college savings account. So students can submit individually or teachers can submit as a class. So just keep an eye out for that. So if you look in the top right-hand corner where our logo is, that's the website you can check out. It's NV for Nevada and then IGATE.gov. So navigate.gov. And when you go there, that's where all our programs are. Our student loan ombudsman, we even have some resources such as scholarship webinar that we did. That's where our scholarship database is. More information on the Millennium. You can download the Millennium fact sheet from there so that you can have all the different requirements and all the details of the Millennium Scholarship. So it's a great resource that I encourage you to check out. Again, navigate.gov. So I don't know if you want to take a picture of the logo as well, so you know, or write it down for nvigate.gov. And that's also where we post when we open up the what do you want to be when you grow up art contest. So I highly encourage you, all of you, to enter that. And it can be from any forms of art. You could draw, it can be painting, it can be any kind of media that you put together. So highly encourage you to do that. So thank you. That is it for the presentation. I am open to any questions if anybody has any questions or anything like that.
Thank you, Ms. Nevers. We may have some questions in a second.
Okay.
One of the things that we talked about, Ms. Nevers, was looking for grants. And we imparted upon the students, because you told the students your story about being a mom of 4 and preparing them for college. And one of the things that I learned, and I shared with the students, I ran into a gentleman here in Las Vegas. In 1969, he was told to apply for all grants. Try to minimize as many loans as possible. And he was even told to go after Jewish grants, go after women's grants, go after Indian grants, go after Save the Earth grant, whatever the grant is, let the grant provider turn you down, but you apply for it. When he graduated from UNLV, he had $75,000 in the bank.
Nice.
So we shared that with the students that there are other ways to raise money than a loan, because you said that you have a $30,000 cloud over your head right now. The only thing about a grant, it's a challenge. You got to put the time in. The loan is easier to get, but put the time in so you do not have to pay back. I graduated without owning any money, but I came up during a different time. And I went to night school whereby my jobs paid for my education, but it was tough. It took me longer going to night school than to day school. So understand how money works, understand how your money works. You pay with cash, that's what you pay for. You pay with credit card, it's usually with interest, and that interest can run 10% to 21%. So if you charge $1, it's going to either cost you $1.10 or $1.21. So understand how your money works. If you borrow to go get an education, it's gonna, even though the interest rates are pretty fair, you may come down to a decision. Do I buy food? Or do I pay this loan? And that's why Ms. Nevers indicated that the default rate is high, but that affects your credit.
Yes.
That affects your credit. And down the road, you may want to buy a house. You may want to buy a car. So understand these things and how money works, and pay attention that there's a cost to money. So I just wanted you guys to understand that before we sign off. Does anybody have any question for, and Ms. Nevers, thank you very, very, very much for spending the time with us on this Saturday. Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Nevers? None?
I do have one thing that sparked when you were saying that. When you're younger, you don't understand it all, and sometimes and so that's why this is great that you're learning all this now. So I feel kind of embarrassed, right? And I'm working at the treasurer's office, so it's a little bit different now, like what I've learned. But way back when, I took out those loans. I took the highest amount out, and then I was like, ooh, and then I would spend it instead of even just saving it. Like I'm sure the one guy you spoke about, he probably was earning money in college. He probably even got all that scholarship. You get extra money to take and use for the living that go into college. He maybe was like took that and saved some of that as well. But I always remember, this is when I was just a freshman, and I was going around, and they had booths of all different people with credit cards, and they were offering a big bag of M&Ms. And I was in college, and you're very poor in college a lot of times. So I was like, oh, cool. And I did it. And then I opened a credit card, and then here, $300. And I went and spent the $300, not understanding that I had to pay it back. And then it was getting interest, and then it ended up getting too big for me to pay back. And then it did affect my credit. And like right now, I do want to buy a home, and I'm trying to build up my credit. And I have those student loans as one of the main thing on there. So yeah, it's really important to make those wisest decisions now. And then another thing with the scholarships, they all require kind of the same thing. So they're usually going to require a resume, maybe your community service, different things you've done like that. So once you do the hard work of all the stuff that they need, like having a resume and all that, your letters of recommendation, you're doing all these different things, and you're gathering that for a scholarship. Well, when you go to apply next year for the next scholarship, you have those resources, right? And you usually have to write an essay. So maybe make a base of an essay, and then you can kind of twerk it towards what the scholarship is for. And then another thing in our office that we really learned, we've learned from a lot of the financial institutions, from the colleges, the financial aid offices, that a lot of money goes unused or taken. It's just laid there on the table, and nobody's taking it because people are not applying for scholarships or doing what they need to do that. So an example it's a true example. There was a skateboarding scholarship that nobody applied for. So it just laid that money on the table, and nobody ever took it or accessed it, where I'm like, wow, somebody that doesn't even skateboard could write an essay. If they are the only ones or few that applied for it, could write an essay about maybe they wish they would have skateboarded or anything like that. And so just be out there looking for those scholarships and applying.
Ms. Nevers, we have a question in the chat. The first question is, could you drop the link for the SSGA 529 in the chat? And can you please re-review, how do you get the $500 match in that program?
Sure. So I'm just going to put our website, navigate.gov. And then on there, you can go to the 529 plans. You go to programs, and then you can hit the different programs. So you could do the 529 accounts, and that's where you can find that information. So the matching grant, so I'm sorry, not the matching grant, the March Matchness, the state was awarded a certain amount of money that they can match whatever you put into a 529 account. So it does have to be a new account. So if you have an existing one, that won't count. You have to start a new account. And like I said, the SSGA one, you only have to have $15 to start on it. And then so whatever money you put in, and then again, on our website, you can click on the March Matchness link. There's a March Matchness link right when you go onto the website. On one of our scrolling things, it has the March Matchness with a little piggy bank, the red graduation cap. And so whatever you put in, so we will match up to $500 of whatever you put in for March. And again, the funding is limited. So it's like on a first come, first served basis. So we encourage you to do it as soon as possible. And if you can put that $500 in, put that $500, and then we will match $500 do that. So then you would have 1,000 that is growing interest over time. But again, if you can only put in $50, we'll match the $50. If you can only put in at 250, we'll match the 250.
Another question in the link in the chat. One of the students would like to know if you could share your presentation with us.
Oh, sure.
Could you, if you email it to me,
Yeah,
I can email
I was
it
just
to
going to
you.
say, I'll email it to you.
Fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any other questions?
Any other questions?
Okay, now it's time for roll call. I need to find out who is here. When you say your name, when you hear your name, please say present. Alana Lundy,
Present.
Amari Brown,
Present.
Ambrosia Martinez, Amir Francisco, Angel Charles, Brooklyn Flama, Camille Burnell, Canton Washington, Samira Glover, Charles McCoy Harris,
Here.
Edward Brown,
Here.
Jayla Simpson, Jackson Jones.
Here.
That's Jayla.
Jackson.
Jackson. Okay, Jackson. Okay, great. Jesus Garcia, Joshua Dutton, Helena Stevenson, Kenneth Howard, Marcus Williams, Marisol Lopez Martinez,
Present.
Mylan Walker, Nasir Thompson, Ali Allen.
Yeah. Nasir Thompson.
Nasir Thompson. Okay, great. Ali Allen, Xavier Wilbert, Amir Wilbert, Ayanna Jackson,
Here.
Kristen Agahente,
Here.
Darius Reed, Devon Green, Elijah Elor. I saw you text me a note. Emerly Cross,
Here.
Urena Washington,
Here.
Jaden. Urena is here.
Yeah, it's Ariana. I'm sorry.
Ariana, I'm sorry, Ariana. You know I killed the name.
Okay.
I'm horrible at it. Giselle Childs, Jaden Bills, Jalen Lie, Kiana Allen, Leah Lopez Jackson, Kyle Leah Lopez Jackson.
Here.
Okay, Kyle Jacob.
Here.
Let's see, Luna Lopez Martinez,
Here.
Marilyn Terrell,
Here.
Nasir Parker. Okay, Nael Parker, Octavia Green, Russell Whitmore, Sienna Bremer, Sianja Bunch,
Here. Snai.
Sanera, you know, I'm sorry about that, everybody. I apologize in advance. Sydney Harris,
Here.
Treasure Payton,
Here.
Zaira Macklin,
Here.
and Zion Robinson. If you did not hear your name, please send me a note in the chat. If you did not hear your name, please send me a note in the chat. Well, that concludes this semester's of the Virtual Youth Economic Empowerment class. Thank you, Mr. Daryl Rayford, our CFO of the 100 Black Men of Las Vegas. And thank you, Ms. Naomi Nevers from the Nevada State Treasurer's Office. You gave us some great information today on scholarships available for students in Nevada. Thank you so much for being part of this. Do not forget, it's time to now you've sent in your exams to me. So once you've opened your bank accounts, please send me a copy of your statements to my email. And Mr. Rayford will be cutting checks April 1st. So if you have not opened up your savings account yet, you still have until the end of the month. And Mr. Rayford will be cutting checks on April the 1st. So I need to see your 80% or better score on your exam, and I need to see your savings or checking account statement. That is all for today. Thank you very much.
And if I can share one comment, Ms. Nolan,
Sure.
writing 40 checks, approximately 40 checks, takes a long time, but I'm pleased to do it. I am very, very, very pleased to do it. So congratulations. I look forward to writing you those checks.
All right, everybody. Have a fantastic
you.
weekend. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Thank you.